Today we're talking about wedge play, specifically distance wedges around 60 yards. And when I'm talking about that, I'm talking about really two things. One would be, what is the form like to be able to hit the shot the way that we want? And then two, from a Trackman perspective, what kind of numbers are we trying to look for club speed, ball speed, spin, launch angle, things like that, because that really is the beginning of creating consistency. And especially in your training, if you're hitting the ball very, very differently from shot to shot, you're not going to be able to consistently hit your numbers. And, you know, this skill is a lot like speed control on the greens. This is why people three-putt. It's very, very difficult to own your ability to hit your numbers exactly how you want. So I'm going to start out by just hitting a few and kind of talking you through what I think about when I do these shots. And to start, I am using a 60-degree SM10 T grind, and I use this for most of my shots inside of, let's say, roughly 90-95 yards. Okay. Now, the first thing you'll notice is I'm cleaning the grooves. It's pretty wet here today, and we are going towards that white flag you can see right there. So first thing I'm doing when I'm doing something like this is I'm trying to hit these as low as I can. I think one of the big mistakes I see a lot of amateurs make, or even competitive players I see, is they hit these shots too high. So when I'm setting up, I definitely have the ball a little bit back. I'm leaning towards the target, and I'm really trying to do almost as small of a swing as I can, generating as much ball speed as possible. All right, that came out really nice. Yeah, so just for reference, the club head speed there was 61.8, the ball speed was 56, so it came out a little bit high, and that only carried 56 yards. So when I hit the next one, for some reason that came out higher than I wanted. I know that I set up fine. That could have been the moisture on the face, or that could have been something I did at impact that would have caused me to hit it a little bit high. Let's do that again. Let's talk about that technique a little bit more. So as I'm setting up, like I said, I've got the ball back. I've got my mass probably about 70% in front. Now on the backswing, I'm definitely hinging a little early, because the more that I hinge, that's going to create a steepener on the downswing, which is going to steepen the angle of attack, which is going to really help me drive the ball low. Again, like I said, I don't want to be hitting these shots really high in the air. I want to be driving them low, which will also create a lot of spin. Now, secondly, as I come down, once I create that angle in my wrist, as I'm coming down, I'm trying to maintain that into the ball, which would then create some shaft lean. So from the face-on perspective, I'd be making this L and really maintaining that as long as I can, that lag and that L position in my lead wrist. Because ultimately when I hit this, I want to have quite a bit of shaft lean, which will really help me launch it low. Let's try that again. And you'll see when I hit one well, the difference in the launch numbers. Yeah, that one came out a heck of a lot lower. It almost went in. There you go, 61 ball speed, 62 carries. That was much better. So what I'm trying to do right now as I do these shots is really, can I do that over and over and over? Can I create that loft? Can I create that spin? Can I create the launch angle? Can I create the club head speed that I want? Again, I got to clean this or it's going to be launching really, really high, because there will be no friction between the ball and the club face. So when it comes to a Trackman perspective, I like to do 60 yards, because 60 is this number where the club speed, the ball speed, and the carry are about the same. If you know what smash factor is, smash factor would be ball speed divided by club head speed. So with your driver, you're looking for a 1.5 smash. So that means if you're swinging 100 miles an hour, we would be looking for your ball speed to be around 150. Well, at 60 miles an hour, that's where this ratio is 1-to-1. So at 60 miles an hour of club head speed, ideally I'm going to be close to 60 miles an hour of ball speed, which should carry about 60 yards. And if you're not able to hit those numbers, then there's something wrong with your launch angle, your grooves, your delivery. Something is happening. So like that last one, I swung a little fast. It was 64 and it went 61. So that was a little bit slow on the ball speed. Ideally, I'm going to be able to, if I'm hitting it really, really low, I'm going to be able to see like 58, 59 miles an hour of club head speed with a 60 to 61 mile an hour ball speed. Now again, I'm using a 60 degree. If you're using a sand wedge or a 58 degree, you'll probably achieve these numbers a little bit easier. I think some of it today is there's some moisture, which is making the ball launch a little high, which is kind of hurting my my ball speed. Yeah, see, that one came out really high, which I would guess is just the ball being a little bit wet. Yeah, so that launched at 36, but I know that I hit that well because my club head speed was 63 and my ball speed was 63. Again, that's where we're looking for that 1-to-1 ratio. What I see happen a lot is someone will swing way too fast. They'll swing 65, 66 miles an hour to hit it 60 yards. Well, what does that mean? That means that they're likely hitting it higher than they should. So the ball speed's 58, 59, even though they're swinging that hard. And the problem with that is, what if you accidentally hit it low or you hit it solid? If you're swinging 66 or 67 miles an hour and you hit it solid, that ball's going to fly 75 to 80 yards. So that's where it comes down to. My blueprint numbers really, really need to be not only the club and ball speed, but the launch, the attack angle, all of that stuff. Let's do that one again. I'm going to try to keep these balls a little bit more dry as I go, and the club face a little bit more dry. Okay, so the only other thing I forgot to mention, I noticed my attack angle isn't very steep. I need to feel a little bit more lateral shift this way. Surf, you can see my nose surfing towards the target on the downswing. That's likely going to steepen the angle of attack, which would help this ball come out a little bit lower. All right, here we go. 60 yada. So hinge, hold, and shift, and really try to hit this low. That's what I'm trying to do. Ooh, I hit that nice. I probably hit that a little bit too far. I hit that really good. Okay, so there we go. That was 7 degrees down, 32 degree launch angle, so not crazy low. 63 club, 64 ball. That carried 71. So let's say that you do that. You're on Trackman. That is a fantastic relationship of all of those things that I'm looking for, except for the spin. The spin wasn't great, but again, I think that's the moisture. I just hit that too hard. That's me not knowing my speed well enough. I need to be bumping that down to 59 to 60 miles an hour. I just swung 64. At 64, it's probably going to go more like 70 yards. So this gets to your, how do you start working on your numbers? Well, it really has to do with your ability to control your club head speed, assuming that you can hit your ball speed numbers. And that is the hard part of all of this, is being able to repeat all of that over and over and over. Okay, let's do that again. I'm going 60 miles an hour, or 60 yard intent. I need to take a little bit of speed out. I'm not surprised the speed went up, because as I laterally shifted, that's generally going to create more speed. So that was a good thing. I just don't have to hit it quite as hard. All right, we're going lower. I'm still shifting. I'm going to try to hit it a little bit shorter. Oh, that is so good off the face. Okay, yeah, pretty good. 61 club, 63 ball. The spin is just bad because of the wet balls, but that was a very, very good relationship. Attack angle was a little bit shallow. Let me grab a ball that's a little bit more clean. I think this is a good takeaway, though, is when you play and you're in wet conditions, you can see it's very, very hard to hit your numbers because the spin is all over the place. Like that spun 4,900. Ideally, this is going to be spinning like 10,000, 9,000. This should not be spinning this little. Okay, I grabbed a dry ball. I'm trying to get my club face as dry as I can. I'm not even going to do a practice swing on this one because I want to see if I can deliver the club with no moisture on it. Obviously, there's going to be some moisture when I actually hit the ball. Oh, that came out so much better. You can hear the ball spinning. Okay, this is a really good one. It wasn't the best relationship club and ball, but that flew 58. The ball speed was 58. The club head speed was 62. It was slightly low toe. I hit 6 degrees down, but it spun 7,200. It was a much, much more realistic number. Saying the 9 or 10,000, that would be like a perfect strike. Wet, not wet ground, really dry ground, really fresh grooves. At 7,300, I'm not super alarmed by that. That would be fine. Let's do that again. Again, when I'm working with someone, these are the things that we're really trying to develop, is our ability to hit these numbers and to hit all of this data. The better that they understand this, when they go practice, it's not just hitting wedges to a green. It's really trying to achieve what I would say is the proper club head speed with the proper flight, which was what will create consistency. Let's go again. That is so flat. You can see I obviously need to work on my my yardages because I'm hitting them all too far. 64 club, 65 ball, 70 carry, 6 down, 27 degree launch at 8,200. Great shot for 70 yards. Not a great shot for the distance I'm trying to hit it. Let's go again. See, I'm getting my practice in here making this video. This is good. Now, if you were with someone who is like me, who's hitting good shots but not nailing their numbers very well, well, then that tells you that you need to just go do some type of wedge training task that's going to really dial in your ability to hit your numbers. Okay, that's gonna be my last one. I'm really gonna try to tone down the club head speed even if I'm short. Oh, I think I nailed it. Oh, just over the flag. Okay, good. 60.8, 62. Flew 66 at 8,000, much closer. We can all agree I need to go work on my distance wedges, but I'm happy with how I'm hitting them because my relationship of club speed, ball speed, carry and launch, spin, all that looks good. I'm just a little rusty on my numbers. So hopefully that makes sense as far as what you should be looking for. Again, one thing I didn't say is you need to be using good balls when you're doing this. If you're using range balls, see the video below. It's not going to work. Start working on this skill. This is very important to be an elite player. And next time you practice, hopefully this is helpful for you.